If you want the best clients you've ever had in 2025, I'm going to teach you exactly how to find them in 7 steps. And a few of them are pro level. They're kind of like more advanced steps if you're someone who's been freelancing for, let's say, 2 to 5 years. So I'm Mandy Ellis, and I built a 6-figure freelance writing business, and I'm here to help others build high-earning freelance writing businesses they adore without the overwhelm, stress, or burnout. And we're just going to roll right into it because I know you want to start 2025 off with a bang. So number one, you need to explore your niches and project types. This is something I harp on, and I often get pushback from generalists. And here's the deal. If you're a generalist, good. Go for it. Find the clients, be free. I think that's great. If you have a ton of clips in a ton of different niches, go for it. But a lot of times, the majority of the time, what I end up having is freelance writers coming to me with no idea of how to move forward. And when we pick niches and those niches inform the project types that we select, that helps us give our business direction to get off in the right path for 2025. So it's not about finding the best niche or the best project. That's not it. You want to find the intersection of your experience, your knowledge, your skills, and your expertise. You want to kind of use your background, the things you're passionate in, your skills as a writer, what makes you unique, and combine those things together to figure out what niches make sense for you. And we might have a little video here about cake and icing niches. So cake and icing niches is like the thing that I've come up with that I teach my Wealth Lab and my Runway students. So we'll do cake and icing niches here, and we'll make sure that we understand kind of the difference between them. And the cake niches are ones with like hundreds of thousands of clients with lots of options, and icing is either fun projects, creative projects, or those little smaller things that we have. So we want to make sure that we're kind of understanding the difference. But project types, the types of projects you're going to work on, are often kind of informed by the niches you pick. So something like biotech or pharma or life sciences will be more white paper heavy, or you might do B2B tech or SaaS, and that might be more case study heavy. Or you might end up working with a lot of thought leadership clients that are in startups. Or you might end up working with clients who want to do a lot of blog posts or articles with research and data and studies and interviews, and that can be across all types of clients. But we want to kind of know what niches we're picking between cake and icing, right? Different niches that have a lot of clients that typically have a lot of things. And like I said, I pointed to that video where you can look at that, but also your project type. So we need some kind of direction. Direction comes from niches and project types. If you're a generalist with lots of experience, great, pick some things and move forward with it. But most of the time, like I said, I end up with people who don't know how to find high-paying clients and they don't have any direction. Niches and project types give us a direction. Niches are like industries that we're in, and project types are like case studies, white papers, articles, thought leadership, guides, all that juicy stuff. And I think niches for me really is a good direction. So that's number one. Number two here, I want you to identify your diamond clients. What that means is you look at your past clients from the past year. Who were your best clients? And if you've been on platforms, I know I've been there before, it can be really rough, but kind of think about who's been your best in terms of like revenue or funding. If you're someone who hasn't been working on the platforms and you actually know the revenue or the funding amounts of your clients, which ones were your best performers? Which ones either gave you the most work or had the best direction and goals, or you really like their personality? And start writing those things down, because we need to know what our diamond client looks like. The better that you can define the types of diamond clients you want to go after, like the niches, the revenue, the personality types, that really helps you find your best clients ever. And this also helps you learn how they think. If you can kind of identify who they are, you can start taking notes on calls. Hey, what did they say? Why did they say it? Why are these their goals? And you can put that into your copy, into your website and LinkedIn copy to attract more of them. So we kind of need to do that. And then we also need to get more information about goals, metrics, and KPIs, so key performance indicators. So if you have content marketing, content writing, content strategy, copywriting clients, your diamond clients will repeatedly say different goals they have, or what their pain points are, or the things they're struggling with content. Write that down. We're going to put that in this package here to identify our diamond clients. So that's a really important piece. Not only do we have niches and project types, but we know what they look like. We know what we're actually searching for. A lot of times people think that they just show up somewhere and they're like, all the clients are here. They're like, I've joined LinkedIn. Magically, all clients will fall upon me. Like, that's not how it works. You have to know what you're looking for, and we're digging for those diamond clients. So as you dig, you kind of need to know what's the revenue or funding or types of clients you've gone after. What have your best clients been? What are the traits, like their goals, their project types that they have? What are their personality traits? Then we're going to move into finding more of those. You can also find competitors of those clients to find other options. Let me know if you have really struggled with finding your diamond clients. Leave me a comment where you're like, I don't know what to look for. What is a diamond client? How does this work? So let me know in the comments below if you have really struggled with the whole revenue funding. How do I kind of sort this out situation with your diamond client? Number three, you need to invest in learning better processes and systems, and of course, send those LOIs and pitches. So LOIs go to businesses, pitches go to magazines. But what I've noticed is that a lot of times people try to do too many things in this very disorganized fashion. They don't create a process that over time makes things a lot easier to get done. This is how I took my marketing from daily to weekly to monthly to quarterly. So instead of doing marketing every day for an hour or however much time I had, and instead of trying to do it every week, I switched because I was doing this process and I had the system for my LOI template, my LOI spreadsheet, how I found my best clients, and I made that process repetitive so I could keep doing that over and over again. So that over time, it got faster. And then now I can find more high-paying clients quicker, and I don't have to spend so much time marketing, and I can spend a majority of my time on paid work. So we need to invest in that. We need to invest in those better processes and systems. These are the things that I teach my Runway and my Wealth Lab students. It's very process and systematic. It's very processy and systemy. So that really helps them get their time back to go do other stuff or to work on other projects or to do, whatever else they want to do in their life. So when you invest in these better processes and systems, it really ends up helping. So the process and system can be from you figuring out like how you're going to figure out where your best clients are, where to find them and how to collect them and put them in your LOI spreadsheet, and then the process of reviewing the data in your LOI spreadsheet, the process of sending your LOIs with your LOI templates, the system of onboarding your clients, and then the system of kind of doing your work. All of these things going together. And then you can have systems like follow-up systems, or you can have late payment systems or automate that. You can have, pitch follow-ups. But when you're sending a lot of things, right, and we're doing a lot of these things in our business, we need to have defined processes and systems that take all the sweat out of things so that we can actually put our sweat into the quality of our work for our clients, and we still plant our seeds, right? We're still sending enough pitches, 50 to 75 pitches or to magazines, or 50 to 75 LOIs a month to businesses. So we're still getting things in, we're still getting those outbound things out, but we're cutting down the time that's like admin stuff or things that like really don't optimize the process. So we want to make sure we're optimizing the process as much as possible here. Are you really struggling with those processes and systems? You don't know which kinds to put into your business? Put that in the comments below. Kind of let me know if that is something you're struggling with, or give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're like, I don't even know how to get time back in my business. How do I kind of scale better with processes and systems or get my marketing done quicker? So leave me a comment below if that's something that you're struggling with. Number four, you need to ask for testimonials and referrals, and not just testimonials and referrals, but go back to your best testimonials, follow up with them, see if they need any more work. This is something that what ends up happening is you kind of leave it. You get the testimonial and like you're just like, okay, I guess we're done now. The project's over. No, you need to go back to those clients who gave you those testimonials and see, are they still at this company? Did they move to a new company? Can I follow up with them and see, hey, thank you so much for the testimonial. If you have any work coming up in Q1 or Q2 of 2025, I would love to chat with you about that. Now is the time to do that before we get to the next year. But you need to not only ask for testimonials and referrals. That's the easy part. When a client says something nice, say, hey, thank you so much. Can I save this as a testimonial? Or can you write 2 to 4 sentences about how I helped, what we worked on, any goals or results we got, and why you'd recommend me to someone else? And then you can say, my business also runs off referrals. So if you could, if you find anyone with a similar project or in a similar niche as you or with similar needs, I'd love it if you could consider referring me. So we're not just doing that. We're also going back. Anybody who you asked for a referral or you asked for a testimonial, go back. They are your warmest leads. They gave you a testimonial for, that's really important. for your website or your LinkedIn. So go back to them. They're really warm leads. They're a really good way to find other high paying clients, and you can kind of like stir the soup to see if anything else is happening. And they usually kind of remember you too, and they can maybe not now help you, but maybe next quarter, or it's something to kind of keep you top of mind. Number 5 here. Number 5, the warm lead pool. Get back in the warm lead pool. You need to follow up with those warm leads. What are those warm leads? Those are all the people who responded to your LOI, got on a call with you, or you sent a contract proposal invoice to, or a proposal contract invoice to over the last year who didn't get back to you. Go back to those warm leads and follow up with them. I usually teach my Wealth Lab and Runway students to continue following up with these guys every 3 months, like basically every quarter. But anyone who answered an LOI, got on a call, or you sent a proposal contract invoice to that maybe they ghosted, go back and follow up with those warm leads. You can also go back to past clients. Like let's say you have a couple of past clients who went dormant, or you lost track of them, or they just stopped answering you. See if now you can kind of drum something up at the end of the year to maybe start next year. The other thing with warm leads is like maybe people have referred you in the past. Or maybe you have some other warm leads from writers recommending things or whatever. Go back to them, follow up with them, see what's going on. The other thing here is if you are someone who is focusing on publications, follow up. That is really important. I may not follow up on all my cold LOIs. I definitely follow up on LOIs where that I have gotten some kind of response. But any pitch that you have sent that kind of died, collect those. Collect all those pitches where you didn't get a response and try to repitch those out or try to follow up. Definitely with magazines, you need to follow up. So start collecting things and following up. This is the time where we want to make sure we are getting all our follow-up ducks in a row. Number 6 here. Number 6. You need to make sure you peruse some trade magazines. So when we're perusing these trade magazines, not only are we maybe writing articles in them, because that can help us get clients. I've written trade magazine articles and had people find my article and say, hey, would you work with us? I've also interviewed people for trade magazine articles where they said, hey, would you work with us? So that can be a really good way to get great high-paying clients who already are, they like your work, or you've interviewed them and they like talking to you. That can be a really good way in. But when we look at trade magazines, we can also look at ads. We can look at lists. We can look at top 2024 this, or we can look at collections of companies or businesses, and we can add those to our LOI spreadsheet. So if you haven't already been looking at trade magazines, which are businesses, and we run a business, you got to make sure you're doing that. So we're looking at trade magazines not only to write in them to get potential inbound leads, or maybe we interview people and they ask us to work with them, but also look at the ads, look for lists, look for collections of companies that you can add to your LOI spreadsheet, or that could be potential clients that you can find competitors of. Last one, number 7. Number 7 is more advanced, and this is something that I think is for people who have been around the block and they're looking for something spicy to kind of do, and they are maybe moving into content strategy, or they've worked with enough clients that they're advising their clients more. Look for podcasts. This is something that I think is a good way to kind of be in front of your ideal audience. Look for a podcast where your ideal clients would hang out. So like it's a podcast for fintech startups, or it's a podcast for B2B SaaS, like B2B SaaS companies that focus on like HR or something like that. Look for these podcasts. They may not be big podcasts, but your ideal clients are hanging out and listening to them. So if you can be a guest on there, you can pitch that podcast and say, hey, you haven't covered content. We should talk about this, right? That could be a place where you could hang out where your ideal clients are, and that podcast episode lives on. It also helps you, kind of advise your clients, and it filters out leads, because the more specific and good you can do on that interview, the better inbound leads you're going to get. So if you're someone who's more advanced, or you have been kind of moving in the direction of advising your clients, try to get on more podcasts where you can kind of set the stage for the quality of the inbound leads you're going to get based on the interview you're giving on the podcast, and where your ideal clients are hanging out, and how you're helping them with content marketing, copywriting, or content strategy. And I think that really works well for people who are kind of moving in that direction. Let's say you've been around the block for 3 to 5 years or so, and you really want to kind of get more of these inbound leads. That's a good way to go. And if you're kind of moving through this and you're like, okay, like, how do I remember all these things? Or what were those numbers you were using? Or like, what do I ask on these calls once I get on these clients? Or like those onboarding processes and systems? grab my free seasoned veteran cheat sheet. So if you go to mandyellis.com/cheat sheet, a bunch of the things that we just talked about are easy for you to check off. I give you a list of all these things that you can do. Within the cheat sheet, you'll not only have the marketing numbers that you need to follow, you'll also have the questions you need to answer to attract those high-paying clients through your website or LinkedIn. You need to answer those so you can get more inbound leads. You will also have an onboarding checklist so you can look like a pro to your new high-paying clients, and you'll have questions to ask on your client calls to make sure you're sussing out the right information to sign the right clients to your business. So if you go to mandyellis.com/cheat sheet, you can grab that. But if you're going through each one of these steps, okay, we're finding high-paying clients. It's not that they all hang out in a place. I really want you to get into the mindset that you're going to dig for these diamond clients. You're going to explore your niches. You're going to have a collection of project types. Those are going to be informed by what you have done and what are the things that your clients are creating. What are the things you want to move into? You're going to have that diamond client information. You're going to send those LOIs and pitches. You're going to feed your little marketing beast, but you're working on those better systems and processes. You're going to leverage those testimonials. You're going to go back and follow up with them. You're also going to follow up on all those warm leads that we collected through the last year. And you're going to look in those trade magazines or potentially move into being a podcast guest. And I think this is a really good way to not only attract those high-paying clients, but really understand them at a deeper level so that when you get on a call, it's easier to move them to the next step or easier to suss out if they're the right fit for you. And next time, we are going to be going over marketing strategies. I'm going to go deeper down into the marketing strategies. So I touched on a few of those this time, but we're going to go into really proven steps that you can take with different kinds of marketing and how that works. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you understand how to find those high-paying clients, what specific things you need to look for or do or take action on. And next time we're going to go a little bit deeper into marketing. And I hope this was helpful and I hope you have a great day.